Breathe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Live with Alan and Greg. And today we have a guest who doesn't have a channel of her own, but she is a commenter extraordinaire. Please welcome Michele FrClare.
Hey, how you doing? Hi there. Good to
Hey,
see you. Hello.
Good.
and it's not a mistake. You've decided just to go audio for this performance.
Yeah, I am painfully shy, so
Okay.
I maybe after a couple times I'll be
Oh,
much more comfortable just popping in.
All right. Well, you got to start somewhere.
yeah,
Until
sure.
then, until then you have my cat, Pumpkinhead cat face.
Ah,
Pumpkin cat face.
Yes, Pumpkinhead cat face.
Cool.
cool. Well, we're glad you're here.
Yes, we
Thank
are.
you. Me too. I like listening to you guys and commenting and watching your show.
Thank you. So, does anyone do anything really fun or special over the weekend?
Watch football. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I went to Purdue and we played Ohio State, the Buckeyes. Um, we're in a rebuilding year. Oh, our entire team, with the exception of one starter, left after last year. So the Buckeyes pretty much killed us, but they're number one, I believe, in the conference, and we're just starting out. So we'll come back. We are the cradle of quarterbacks. We're the only. Yes, we are the Boilermakers. We're the only school. We're an astronaut school, you might know, and we're the only school that has had three quarterbacks with Super Bowl rings. So we will be back. We had Drew Brees. Drew Brees was our
Yeah.
guy. He was our quarterback.
Yeah. Same.
The quarterback for the Saints. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Purdue, Indiana.
indeed. But don't call it Indiana because there is a school called Indiana, and we
Right.
really despise
They're
them.
number two.
And they've got a color very similar to your Buckeyes.
Yeah.
It's a big rivalry. Big Ten is huge. Sports are huge in Indiana, so it's
Right.
big.
Even the
It's big.
Ducks are in the Big Ten now.
Yes, they are. Yeah, so somehow West Coast schools got moved into the Big Ten, and it's not exactly the Big Ten anymore because SEC has spread out and moved into us. So we're kind of the 12 and something else, and
Right.
it's very confusing now. Yeah, we
Past
gotta.
3 years.
Yeah, I have to fix that up. It's all right. We'll get it.
Okay, let's say hello to the people in the chat room. Jess Book Girl TV,
Hey,
Hey,
Jess.
Jess.
James,
Hi, James.
Constance.
Hello, Constance.
Constance says, Michelle, I'm shy too. Understand.
Oh, wonderful.
Well,
Hi.
maybe we'll start a trend of people
Yeah.
who like to show up but don't want to show their faces. If it works well, we can do it again.
We can start our own booktube without faces. That's what we can do.
There is
Jeremy Fee.
I haven't seen Jeremy Fee in a long time.
Yeah. He's around. I talk to him like privately.
Okay.
He does that debating stuff with his high school. He's a big debater.
Well, that's really hard when you're shy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also have filters. Remember
Oh,
when
yeah?
remember when there was a filter where a lawyer was using his child's computer and they put a cat filter on? He was doing law me.
Yeah.
I'm not a cat.
Uh-huh.
Thing off.
Yeah, Jeremy Fee is impressive though. It's all animated.
Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
really cool. Yeah.
You have to show me where that is. I'd really like to see that.
Okay. It's his name, Jeremy Fee, Fee. He's
Okay.
Irish. I just call him Fee. I'm the only one who calls him that, probably.
So
Maybe
Jess
not.
went to a silent book club. I've heard about those. That's where you just go in the same room and everyone reads a different book silently and then
And then leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. Bye. Yeah, I agree.
well,
That's interesting.
well, sometimes when I go to a book club, the participants don't talk about the book. They talk about because you're all friends outside of book club. And I think that's book clubs that don't work as well is when you're friends with them outside a book club. Because then you just talk about friend stuff. And when you go to just a book club and you don't know the people, you just talk about the books.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you don't get anything accomplished.
Right.
Right.
Hey, Fred.
Hello, Fred. Yeah, I thought I saw Hannah back there too.
Hannah? Oh, you said hi to Hannah? I'm pretty sure I
Hi,
said
Hannah.
Vienna.
hi to Hannah. Julie Hughes. Hello, Michelle.
Hello,
I'm
Julie.
Sky also. No worries.
Yay.
Leslie is here.
Hello, Leslie.
She's still at work. She's in California, so.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I love LA.
Yeah, I moved from Ventura to Boston. I still miss California.
Ooh, Ventura. That must have been lovely in Ventura.
It was 72 and sunny every day except for January for about 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Then it was in the 80s and 90s, but still sunny.
Yep. I miss the Pacific Northwest, where you have, summers, they should be in the high 70s, winters in the low 40s.
That sounds all right too.
But you get rain every day. My wife hated the fact that every day it would drizzle. And the skies were kind of gray and cloudy.
Did it drizzle all day or just for a little bit?
All day.
Oh.
For like 4 days.
Well, not in the summertime, but in the winter.
Oh yeah, not in summer.
Yeah.
In the winter, it's basically gray
Like
and
right now.
gray all day long.
That's how it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
The sun might come out Thursday. They say it might come out Thursday.
I saw Pat. Hi, Pat.
Yep, we saw Pat. I thought I said hi to Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Bad is here. Hello, Bad.
Hey, Bad. Good to see you.
William's Library is here. Hello,
William.
Hello, William.
That works for me. I wear a mask, but that would be great. Oh. She's done a live stream or two with us, and she does just fine.
Oh, wonderful.
William, it's probably why many who leave comments are not content creators. It's okay. We can start a trend here. We can have just commenters come in, and if they don't want to show their face, it's working. We can hear you and understand you. Going good. Oh, so here's a question for you read by Fred. So Michelle,
Okay.
what has been your favorite read so far this year?
Oh, so far this year, it's a book that was not a group read, but it's a very old book called Death of Man, and it is by I'm gonna pronounce this incorrectly, Lael Tucker Werdebaker. And it was from the very early, I think early 50s, early 60s, maybe late 50s. And it was about euthanasia.
Okay.
And it was about a man who had cancer and a wife who wanted to help him die at home or die not with medication and not with doctor's help, because euthanasia obviously was not acceptable and it was not legal, and so she was trying to decide whether or not ethically she felt that she could do it or she should do it, and if so, where and how.
Yeah, we have people in Portland that I don't know if like support's the right word, but work with people on that. I don't know the legalities of it, but I think it's all right.
I found it interesting because of the time period in which it was written. That's why I read it.
The 50s.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because the perspective was very different than now.
In what year was it written?
It was the late 50s, early 60s, I believe. It was back a while ago before people were
Well,
accepting of even discussing.
Kevorkian, Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, I have to. Maybe I can even look at what.
Well, assisted suicide became legal in Washington State when I moved there. It was a ballot measure, and I voted for it, saying, "Yeah, make it legal," and it
Yeah,
passed.
it was 1957.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So that was and there was a play. Henry Fonda starred in the play with Olivia de Havilland.
Ah, great actor. Great
Mhm.
actor.
Yeah. So that was my favorite so far, just because of the perspective, and I'm very into uh, legal analysis, and my husband's an attorney, and I am I'm starting law classes myself. I'm moving into my second career. He moved into his second, and I'm moving into mine. And so these things are very interesting to me. Constitutional law and social justice is what I'm very interested in.
Cool. Now, Michelle, I think you taught you're actually working in a form of computer programming right now.
I don't program. So what I do actually is regulatory compliance.
Okay.
And so it's I don't want to bore anybody to death, so I won't describe the whole thing. But essentially, it's European Union and Japanese and Chinese and FDA laws that are required for pharmaceutical biotech companies to comply with for their computer technology for creating and producing and selling uh, drugs or medical devices. So I audit their computer systems and make sure that they're compliant with all of those regulations. And if they're not, then I tell them how to fix it so that they can get their medications or their devices out the door when they're supposed to.
Okay.
But I can't program.
Uh, so, we just answered that one. Jess says, yes, I like silent book clubs better than the ones where you're forced to read a book you don't like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have my in-person book group, and some of the books that people choose are just ones that I would prefer not to have read.
Hmm.
It's hard to get a consensus on those.
It is.
Yeah.
And I know that my choices would not fit their taste very well.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm one of those really boring book readers that people would just look at my stack and say, "Well, no, 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 we don't want to read any of those."
Hmm.
So I just rather, exactly like Hannah's saying right there, I'd rather just go in and read my book and be silent, and then have some cookies.
Well, they have these some channels have events where you just read together, and you
Oh
say,
yeah.
you're going to read for like 15 minutes, and you read, and then you stop reading, and then you make some comments, and you chit chat, and then you
Sprints.
go back.
There's
Sprints.
a there's a
Sprint.
channel on BookTube. There's a channel where a girl she listens to really heavy metal music and invites you to read with her while listening to heavy metal music.
That'd be hard to read the heavy metal music.
I would like that.
I'll send it to you, Alan. That's
It's like a
interesting.
counterbalance. I've always been able to read
Yeah.
with the TV on, or
Yeah.
in a
I used
cafe
to
with stuff going on around me.
Yeah, I used to have to do that. I would go to a band rehearsal or something. I'd just be, in the backstage or behind the sound booth or something, and just I would have to study, and I'd listen to them because I wanted to hear, how it was going or whatever. And so I'd study for a while and then take off. But it worked out. It worked out all right, unless it was something, scientific or mathematical.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Cool. So Bad says, hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. She scored some Arthur's books. I think she's talking about Arthur C. Clarke.
Oh,
Oh,
She Bad has not read a lot of science fiction, so I've convinced her to read Childhood's End with me in December.
oh, hey.
So that's like a very classic science fiction novel.
Yeah, but I
Wonderful.
read that too.
So you guys going to give us a synopsis at the end?
I don't know. I'll probably talk about it in my wrap up, and we might talk about it. Who knows? You know,
Maybe she can come on with you.
maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
She's
Come on,
been on
Dad.
before
Yeah.
several times.
She's been on before, but I don't think she. I don't know. We'll see. I like hearing others read the books. Maybe so. I'm lazy. Says the
Was
goat.
this Goatman? You know, I like to hear people read books. I love to listen to people read books, and this will sound kind of odd, but I like to hear people read children's books a lot.
Hmm.
It's just kind of relaxing.
Hmm. Well, I don't listen or read to a lot of children's books, but there is one that I got from Audible. It was a free one day. It is read by Samuel L. Jackson,
Uh,
and the book is "Go the Fuck to Sleep."
oh God.
And let's just say that book is littered with the F word.
Jeez.
He's so funny. I have a CD with him. It was a charity CD, and I didn't know who was on it. I just bought it for the charity, and suddenly I hear his voice singing Noah the cat. I was really surprised because I didn't know this
Oh,
has been decades ago. But it was really funny because I didn't check to see who was on it, but he just stood out from absolutely everyone. I didn't know he did that, and I didn't know he did children's books. But after that, I was really turned on to it, so I started collecting him.
Well, he also narrates the book. It was by Chester Himes. Not Cotton Comes to Harlem, the first book in that series. I'm drawing a blank. It'll come to me in a minute. But it's a series of crime novels set in the 50s in Harlem. So he gets the cadence of the African American characters down perfect in a way that a suburban white guy like me could never get. Even if I heard it, it would be wrong. But listening to him, it's really it's a good story too. If you like audiobooks.
So you have to check him out. We'll have to look him up.
Yeah, it'll come to me in a minute. The way the titles sometimes do. So Michelle says, Jess, what is your favorite genre?
Hmm. That's interesting.
it'd be hard.
Let's see. Um, I like history very much. Um, but the thing that I look for, and I don't know what this genre would be called. You know, I really like to read the letters of authors to each other,
Yeah,
and I like to read biography and autobiography, and I
yeah.
really like to read if I'm in a place. So I travel a lot for work. Like I used to. I travel much less now. But wherever I was, I would try to find books about the place that I was in, but not current, historical books and the people who lived there. So for instance, um, I would look for people who live, like I'm in Boston now. I would look for people who used to live in Boston and what the society was like and what was what were the movements, like transcendentalism was big here, intellectualism was big here. Who were the major players in those movements, and why, and is it still relevant, and how did it shape the city and the area around the city? And that's what I would look for. So I don't know what that genre is called, but
Hmm.
that's what I like to read. So, Concord, not reading just Henry David Thoreau, but Men of Concord, and We Chose Concord, and people who wrote letters about Concord and outside of Concord, and that kind of thing. That's what I like.
Okay, cool.
Very.
So you said you like biographies. Is there a specific
Yeah,
biography that you really like?
a specific biography that I
Yeah.
really like. I have to go and look at my shelf. I like a lot of different biographies. Let me think. I'm gonna look at myself and see. So when we moved here from California, we moved here after the fires of Ventura, and I've been rebuilding my library since then because we came here with no books.
Oh,
And
Oh.
so I'm rebuilding. So if I sound like I don't know what I have, it's because I started in March of this year with 0 books, and I now have 6,000. And
Wow.
so I have been cataloging and picking what I'm keeping and what I'm gonna let go. So when I sound like I don't know what I have, I don't. Um, so I like uh, Willa Cather. That one is wonderful. Um, I have.
I don't know her very well. I have a gap with her. Willa Cather.
Yeah, Song of the Lark, My Antonia, Death Comes for the Archbishop.
Yeah, I know I'd like her. I love Southern
Oh.
writers. She's Southern, right?
She's not-
Also, Leonard Woolf, Colette, and Virginia Woolf. Those are my favorites so far, from what I've recollected.
Yeah, you have some I Ching books, I know.
Oh, I have loads of those. I have lots. So how that happened is, I have a friend who's a Buddhist, and we've been friends for decades, and she invited me to go camping with a lama to see the Dalai Lama. And um, a I met a Buddhist Tai Chi master, and he wanted to relinquish his library.
Huh?
And so I took a part of his library, and all of those books that you saw, Alan, those all came from his library. And he was a yoga master as well, so he was an instructor. So what I ended up with is books, autobiography of yoga, the Hindus, a lot of yoga discipline, um, a lot of Taoist books, the I Ching, Tao Te Ching. One of my favorites is, and I had this book a long time ago, so this one's not new. The Tao of Pooh and the Day of Piglet.
Mm.
And and then I have another one called the Tao of Wu, and that one is pretty interesting to me because it is the founder of the Wu Tang Clan. And I don't know if you know who that is. I imagine
Her
so.
band, yeah.
Yeah. So that's who this is by, and
Oh.
he turned out to be very interested in the Tao, and so that's what this book is about. And if you're interested, you can pick it up. It's pretty short, but it's really about him finding the Tao, and in everything that he does now is based on what his inspiration and spiritual development is going to it is going to tell him to do in his music.
Mm-hmm. I just like the I Ching. I like throwing the 3 coins and looking up hexagrams in it.
See, I'm Catholic, to be honest, but I've always been very interested in other religions and how they interplay and how they really actually come from all from the same thing, and then they kind of they feed on each other, and I don't feel like they should be enemies. I'm a liberal Catholic, I guess, but I feel like um, I should be very educated in other religions, not just my Catholicism. And I chose Catholicism as an adult, as a very late adult. So
Oh.
I'm that was my choice. It wasn't just something that was forced on me, and it was after a lot of study and deliberation.
Okay.
You chose Catholicism. Do
What's
you
that?
like cardinals? This would
Sorry.
That's the
sorry.
kind of joke that they have a lot of saints.
They do. Yeah.
Catholic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they have a saint for everything. There's a saint for computers and a saint for farming and a saint for everything. Yeah, but saints for there's some kind of a something to pray to for everything from in Greek mythology. And I don't I don't I don't feel like that they're worshiping anything. I don't feel like I don't know. I feel as though my when you first introduced me and you said my middle name, Francis Clare. Francis Clare is the confirmation name that I chose, and the reason I chose Francis Clare is because Saints Francis and Clare of Assisi, those are the saints of the patron saints of animals and nature and of poverty, and I chose those because I've always been into nature and animal rescue since I was very young, and caring for animals, and as well I've always been very poor because of it. So that's why I chose them.
Yeah, St. Francis, he's killer. I like a lot of his prayers and poems.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of poetry in religion. Lots of it. That's in all the religions there's a lot of poetry. A lot of reading, a lot of very interesting writings. And in Catholicism too, by the saints. So I don't think that I should change. I should just limit myself. I think there's a lot of writing and reading to be done in all of the religions.
Yeah, mine like parachute only work when open.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, there's a series of classes that I always recommend. It's from the Great Courses.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Sometimes known as the Teaching Company. And they have a series of lectures on religion. They have Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Oh,
and
okay.
I always think everyone should listen or study a little bit of all the 5 major religions, because you have to know what the other side or the other points are thinking, rather than just saying it's my way or your and no other way.
I think so, but everyone doesn't agree with us.
No.
And if you don't have that exposure, you just automatically have a defense mechanism, I feel.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. And then people are not friendly to each other, and they have no way of intermingling. And then you're just in the Midwest. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yeah. We're in a foreign country like Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys.
Hold on. So bad, says Michelle. That reminds me of a movie with the lady of Games of Thrones, romance movie. Can't remember the title. I think we're a little late to that comment on a past. Wow, congratulations on your second career in law.
Thanks.
Also going to the law as a second career.
Oh, wonderful. What are you going to study?
No, that's what they said. You said
Yeah. I thought someone else was saying they're going in as well. Yeah. I have about a year and a half to go before I'm finished. So but there's a district judge that just retired here in Boston, Judge Wolf. You may have heard of him because he announced it rather prominently, and in his dissent from the Supreme Court and some other judges. So I'm lobbying really hard to work for him while I go to school and afterward. So if he listens or anybody knows him, please tell him I'm here.
Will do.
Thank you.
I don't know any judges, unfortunately.
Too many anymore.
Yeah.
There are a lot of lawyers too. Just pay them.
Michelle, what is the channel name with the girl that listens to heavy metal music? I'm interested.
I can't recall, but if you come back after this, I will post it in comments.
There's Fred by Fred. I think the channel is the Book Dreamer Sally.
That doesn't sound familiar, but if you found another one, that's cool.
Maybe. I have taken part in the reading sprints, but I know she starts her videos with heavy metal music.
This one is just heavy metal. She doesn't speak at all. She just keeps reading.
Oh,
Okay.
true sprint.
Maybe I should try something like that.
Uh-huh.
With heavy metal. You know, you could try it with jazz. Something else.
I maybe jazz. I'd probably pick classical.
That
But
would work.
now my problem is you get into copyright violations,
Yeah.
and I did it for a video for Garbogist. I went to archives.org where they have
Mhm.
public domain music. I downloaded Thus Spake Zarathustra, the sunrise, the 2001 theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I used that, and I got a note saying your channel this video cannot be monetized because it's in violation of copyright.
Oh.
Now, I picked it from a public domain site, and the recording was 1923.
Mhm.
And I said, this is in public domain. And so I challenged them. And then after 30 days, said, you're right.
Oh, wow, you won.
I won. Well, the thing is, they go to the holder and say, do you want to challenge this?
Usually they do.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the owner was too busy, or maybe they just claim they own it.
Mm.
And if someone challenges, they know they'll lose. They'll just not challenge it. Who knows? But I'm not going to do that again next year. So I got to think of something else for my Garbogist theme. But no, I could do possibly public domain classical music. I'd be afraid to do anything that wasn't public domain because a strike can really get nasty.
Mm.
So I wonder.
How she does hers?
What's that?
I wonder how she does her channel with. Maybe she's not monetized.
No, I don't. She's listening to the music, and she just lets you sit there and watch her listen. I don't know. You don't hear her music. It's very odd.
You don't hear the music she's listening to.
No.
Oh, okay. Then it's then
No.
Then it wouldn't be a copyright strike if you can't hear the music.
So I wonder if so because you're a smaller creator,
Mhm.
if you were to contact a music publisher directly, the licenses are usually around $100 to start off with. You don't have to contact, for instance, ASCAP, because usually if you're a larger creator, you'd have to contact ASCAP or SAG-AFTRA. But because you're smaller, I think you can just, but you have to find out who the actual music publisher is, not the creator of the music.
Okay.
Yeah, I listen to some music channels and like guitar channels, and one guy's got millions of followers. Subscribers. I mean, he's got his own lawyer to deal with all the hits, and he talks about it sometimes.
My husband does some intellectual property because our family's in music, and we have that but they all go through SAG-AFTRA and ASCAP and some others as well. But that would be astronomical, but finding the publishers and doing the smaller things would be okay.
Now I have a question. I mean, if you're studying the law, there's a question about copyright.
Mhm.
Now, if you buy an ebook, mostly it comes with DRM, and most of them, not all of them, and there are specific reasons that you can remove the DRM for your own personal usage. And the one I remember was, let's say you're vision impaired and you have a program to read it to you, and you can't have that program read it to you with the DRM. Then it's legal to remove it. But there's a lot of people who keep saying on the internet, it's perfectly legal to remove it for any reason whatsoever, as long as you don't give it to someone else. And I try to call. Said I don't think that is the correct legal interpretation.
I would have to ask him, but it seems to me that because the license that you're agreeing to says that you're buying a usage of,
Right, you are.
because it didn't used to, and that was the problem. And so people were confused because people sued um, providers like Amazon because they actually owned the content of that book, because it didn't say you're buying the usage of the license, right? So you're buying a license. I can't remember exactly what it says now, but now they changed the wording. But the thing is, there's still some gray area in that, and because I don't think people have challenged that completely in the courts.
No, they haven't. And
So I think, go ahead.
I don't want to be the one to do it and get challenged. I don't want,
Yeah,
because if you, the it can be like $5,000 per title,
Wow.
and it's
I
like,
think. Go ahead.
no, I'm done.
Oh,
I was going to say, so what I think that instead of removing the DRM, I think putting it on multiple devices is probably your best bet.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
don't
then,
do it, but
so then if you load it onto multiple devices and you have a device that you just don't ever um, refresh, you don't delete it. It doesn't get removed.
right.
But
One time I added the beginning of Neil Young's Ohio to a video, little like introduction. And they said, well, you can either take the whole video down or we'll just remove the music. And somehow they reached in and removed that music and messed up all my like editing. So there's there's like, it was behind in the sound, and it's interesting how they could remove it from just part of they kind of reached in and took it out somehow.
I don't know how that works, but I can tell you that Neil Young is one of the foremost um, advanced. He's one of the most advanced musicians in all of the licensing, and um, uh,
He doesn't
one
let
of the guys
anybody.
who he doesn't want anybody taking his music, and it is because he's very anti-corporate. It has nothing to do with the money itself. It has to do with the power.
Right.
And he's a he's a really interesting guy,
Hey,
and he just doesn't like people having any kind of authority over him or his music or his content of any sort.
Well, that makes
mhm.
sense. I mean, we won't name names, but there is a certain politician that a lot of people do not like, and he was known for playing music at his rallies.
Oh yeah.
Musicians would say, you do not have permission to play this,
Hmm.
No, nobody would let him.
and he did
I
it anyway.
know. Yeah, my family's suing him currently,
Cool. I'd like to get on that.
along with a whole bunch of other people. Yeah, yeah, for that very reason. And he stopped.
He did
But the
stop playing
law,
the music.
he did. He had to. Yeah.
Okay.
There are so many musicians that are suing him. Um, he did. If you have enough money and enough lawyers, he will stop.
Hmm.
He acts as though he's all powerful, but at some point he realizes that he's about to get hit pretty hard, and he stops.
Well, that's a legal trick, isn't it? Just have a bigger lawyer.
Yes,
Well, you can't afford to sue us, so we win.
or to have more lawyers and to have a bigger base of people who are going to come after you in the public, to have more people on your Twitter or on your whatever social media it is, more fans who are going to come after you and make you look bad. Yeah, that's how it works. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, Constance is telling bad. Childhood's End is so good. Yep, I hope she likes it. I hope it's a good introduction for her. Almost done reading I can't talk right now. Artificial Wisdom by Thomas R. Weaver.
I don't know that. Did she say that, or did you?
No. This is William. Almost done.
Oh, okay.
He might be talking to someone else. So
Okay.
that happens in comments. No, it's science fiction. Yeah, Constance Greg started a sci-fi interest. Some friends recommended like 10 sci-fi books now.
You made me want to read my old paperbacks after your last show, your last stream.
Yeah, I have a lot of books. So, and I took them all with me when I lived in Washington. I took them all with and took about a quarter of the truck.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
Well, sometimes I think I should have left them and just bought them anew, but
some of them you can't find them. I was so surprised when I found all these old books. I was really happy to find them, but I mean, you know what I did is I found a couple of estate sales, and that's how I found these old books, and they're in really good condition, a lot of them.
Yeah,
somebody really loved their books.
Yeah, like if I were to pass out, not pass out, pass on, my wife could say, "Look at all these books, take them away," because I told her. I don't know if she'd need the money or not. I mean, if she needed the money, she could sell them, but I told her honestly that if I did just die suddenly, just make an announcement on my channel saying, "Come and get them, ring the door, ring the bell."
All these strangers
we'll have to get organized.
Wouldn't
for
that be better?
Right.
A big party.
I mean, wouldn't that be better if your friends came over and took all the books that you loved?
Yeah.
Rather than going to a used bookstore and getting pennies off the book.
Or somebody, or your relative, just throwing them out because they don't think they're worth anything because they're just old books that they don't like.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then I don't know if I would will my books to Greg, if that'd be a good thing or a burden
for him.
Let's come up with boxes, and I don't want all this shut again.
The problem, Alan, with your books is you write in them.
Yeah. Yep. It makes them worth more.
It makes them worth more if you become a famous author later,
Right.
or something. But if we don't, then Greg doesn't want them.
They're scribbling.
Greg does not want them.
Oh, what did he say here about Ulysses? Or
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot read this thing. Why?
I'll probably read my Ulysses to C. O'Brien's pub, where they do a Ulysses night every Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah, I
You're
used to
kidding
go,
me.
but yeah, I get so lazy if it's raining. Because I gotta take like 2 buses. It's not far away. If I had
That's
a
a lot
car,
of
I could zip there.
Well,
It's
Alan,
a huge amount of effort for a Ulysses night.
you got much better than I do. I would have to schlep myself up to Washington, D.C. And in order, I mean, the traffic here is just so terrible all times of the day. I could maybe on off hours get to Washington, D.C. in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, man.
And by the time you spend that much time in the car, you're not going to care what they're talking about in the bookstore or whatever, because you're just so bunched from being caught in traffic and driving around.
Now, how long does the train take?
The train takes about an hour and a half to get to Union Station.
Oh, man, it seemed a lot faster.
No, it's about an hour and a half, maybe 12 hours. But then again, you're only at Union Station. Then you got to get to the part in D.C. where you want to go, get on the subway, which would be another 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the train in D.C. is a commuter train. That means they cut off the train about 7 p.m.
Oh, God, man. So, yeah, you're kind of stuck overnight then. Damn.
Right? Well, if it's a good enough event, I might just, say, okay, I'm just booking a hotel room somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was really impressed with the metro, though. That's like the biggest system I've ever seen in my life, I think.
DC is not the big. Go to Chicago. Go to New York.
The L.
I've been to Chicago a lot, yeah. But I don't know, it seemed like bigger, just massive. I mean, bigger.
It's not. It's not. I mean, it's good. It's better than a lot of cities have, but it's not the biggest.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So that must have been tragic, losing your entire library, but you bounced back.
You know what? All my animals were with me. And at that time I had 3 dogs and a cat, and I was fine having my animals and people. So yeah, it was having yeah, but you start fresh and here I am. So I'm good. I
Yeah.
was
When I
right.
lived in Washington, there was a lightning strike about a mile, not quite a mile away, about half a mile away, and it started a fire.
Mm.
And the neighborhood I was in, they first were put on warning, get your stuff together. And the police drive around and said, get out.
Yeah.
And you grab your important things, which were our animals. We had
Yep.
a dog, a rabbit, and 2 cats at the time. But they all came out and nothing burned, so we were happy.
That's good. That's very good.
But it's kind of scary because you walk down half a block and you see fire burning.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, oh,
A little too close.
a little closer than I would have liked.
I have a picture that I took. I was standing at the top of a hill looking down over the city of Ventura. And so then I turned around and you could see the city behind me and the ocean. And within a week, the entire thing was burned. All the trees, all
Oh,
the grass, most of the buildings, all the way down. And I look at that picture a lot, and I just think about what happened because it's just really sad that there's so much there that burned and that couldn't be rebuilt, and still isn't rebuilt because they're still deciding how to rebuild and with what materials and um, whether or not they can even rebuild there.
hmm.
And a lot of the vegetation and the trees and etc. that were there for a very long time, longer than I've been alive, longer than people older than me or twice as old as me are.
It is.
And yeah, and so where do the animals go? What happens? And then after the fires, they actually got rain. And when the rain happened, which doesn't happen very often, it all turned into mud, and it became mudslides, and people died in the mudslides. It was really just
Yeah.
a really bad month. And
That's
then the fires they couldn't put out for a very long time. They didn't get everything out for almost a year, and I it was it was I don't know how to describe trying to I grew up, my father was a firefighter, and my grandfather and my brother and my cousins, and I I was always around the fire, like little fires, but that was something completely different. And to see it, like you were saying, like we opened up our door and there was fire all across the ridge, and you could see it was completely orange, and it looked like some sort of Armageddon across the way. You could paint it; it would be beautiful painting, except that you know that it's fire.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing. It was interesting. Anyway, we were okay. Lots of people are okay, and for the people who are not, um, I say prayers, and for the animals who are not, I say prayers, and I'm grateful for all the people the animals who are.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, the fire I witnessed was not considered a major fire. It took them really 2 days to put out, 3 days. And, the next day we were back in our house.
That's good.
technically speaking, I guess we were not supposed to go back that quickly.
Mhm.
But we had to drop our pets off at a vet clinic that did some
Mm.
show, say, can you house our pets for a couple days? And the vet clinic we picked, we didn't normally go there, but they just took our animals.
Well, that's nice.
And you know something? They didn't charge us for it.
Oh, that's
Wow.
good.
Now,
Yeah.
the reason they didn't charge it is I'm pretty sure the person who took him in did not have authority from the owners of the vet clinic. So they just put him in there and say, yeah, take him back. They're fine. But that's what people will do in emergencies. That's
Mhm.
really a wonderful thing, the way people will just help out when you're in a stressful or a bad situation.
Yeah, we get forest fires out here by Portland. A few years ago, one was getting really close and turned the sun orange for a few days. You couldn't even see the water going over bridges. It was so
Mhm.
smoky. That was apocalyptic. It was
Yeah.
strange.
Hmm.
Yeah, my father is a retired fighter paramedic too. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
kind of cool to grow up in that environment. They're really tight,
It is.
close
Yeah.
friends, and
Yep.
yeah,
It's like another family, but with
exactly.
hundreds of people. Yeah. That is nice. Hey, so for people who are out there commenting, what books and what are the favorite books that they've been reading? You guys, what
Yeah,
have you
well,
been reading?
Shell, I usually start this a bit earlier in the show, but a tradition is I always ask the guest, what are you currently reading, or
Oh,
what,
okay.
or what is a book you've recently finished you want to talk about? You can pick and choose a few.
Okay.
So,
So you
Michelle,
go.
just you go. Tell us what you're reading or want to talk about a recent read.
The guys in the comments?
No, tell us, and then
Oh, me?
yeah, you get to start.
Oh, okay.
Have
A
you
recent
seen the
read.
show before?
Yeah, but I thought you were asking them. Okay, so recent read. Um, well, obviously I just read the Cider House Rules with the group.
Me too.
That was very interesting.
Me
And
too.
at the same time, I read um, the Garp because I had never read John Irving before.
Mm.
And so I did a buddy read of that. And so I was reading the both at the same time. And then because I was so excited about reading Queen Esther, I read it last night up to chapter 20.
Uh,
And so don't tell Pat.
I
Pat,
know.
are you still here?
She's
But
really,
what?
she's kind of up in chapters too. She's not
Oh,
following.
good. Okay. Well, I was really
Yes.
excited, and so I did, and so I found all these interesting similarities, and I'm not going to say anything about the book, but I just found all these interesting things that I thought were similar. Um, not the actual details, but themes, and um, and not only that, but so it made me want to read some other John Irving books. But I also found some similarities to um, magical realism, and I'm not sure if it's only my brain or if it actually exists because my brain works a little differently sometimes. So I'm really interested in finding out from Pat and other people what they think about that thought.
Yeah.
Um, and And is it only Queen Esther or is it other John Irving books?
We talked about that today a little. Like his characters tend to travel to Amsterdam, or in Queen Esther's case, what is it? It's Vienna. So there's that, and there's wrestling in his novels a lot. Characters are interested in that. There's like the men have urinary tract problems and sexual problems and that, and then there's a long lost father a lot in his books. And
So those are themes that that I think he tackles throughout his books. At least it seems like to me, as I've only got 3 down. But I'm curious about the magical realism
Oh,
because it seems like, and please keep in mind that I've been reading literature like this, or reading books like this, is a little different for me. I and and so not a I'm not a great analyst by any means. I'm not a formal analyst. I don't have the terminology or the lingo. I just read the book and tell you what I think, and then you can tell me that I don't have the right words, and I'll learn from you. But I think that um, the 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 circus that was in Garp,
oh.
um, and then when we then there's and because people are not quite finished with Cider House Rules, I don't want to say, and definitely people are not finished with Queen Esther, but those kinds of things seem to be prevalent um, in the stories, and those things are magical realism to me, like um, Gabriel, is it Gar- Gabriel?
Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Thank you. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it. And so when I read him, I felt like, and and then I was reading Queen Esther. I really felt the same. It was really felt like it had the same pace, it had the same style, and it had a lot of the same um, mental travel.
Mhm.
I'm going different places and coming back, and I'm moving from one life to another through different eras. That it's that kind of thing.
Hmm.
That's what I felt, but I'm
Okay.
not
Yeah,
sure
I
what other
see
people
what you
think.
mean a bit.
I don't know if I detect. I don't know if magical realism is what I would use. I sort of know what you're saying about his books have a very large scope to them. They
Hmm.
they spread out a long amount of time and distance. Now I'm only on chapter 6 in Queen Esther,
Hmm.
so maybe I will find more to look at now that I've listened to you. I'll start reading again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing what you say and what Pat
Yeah.
says, and other people. Like it's things that don't seem like they're real life to me, and
Mm.
like they are. Well, you'll see.
Well,
Let
you
me
know,
know.
put it in the comments on Voxer. Just throw out your ideas. No, I mean, at least I don't judge people for not having
Well,
studied literature. And if you don't quite get the terms correct, I don't mind, because you're expressing what you see in the text and getting other people to talk about it. And I think that's the more important thing than worrying about, would my college professor, shake his finger or finger at you for or interpreting something.
I'm a computer geek transitioning, so uh, I yeah I but I don't want to put anything out there yet because people are just starting the book, so I'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be good.
So what else do we have? Do you want to know some other books?
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
Sure.
a debate on the Constitution. Probably not incredibly exciting for people, but it is interesting in that there's an argument about um, whether the originalists and who now debate the Constitution have morality clauses based on religion versus straight law. So that's what I'm reading. And what else? Oh, this might, I don't know if anyone knows about this, but there's this author who went to Harvard. I'm not going to pronounce this correctly. Scott Turow.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know who that is?
he's a famous author.
Presumed innocent. And,
Okay. Yeah, he's an attorney. so,
Mhm.
so I'm reading his books as well. And
they're
yeah,
great.
so I'm just kind of moving through that, but I also have this book that he wrote when I it's about his time here at Harvard. This is just a
One
little. Yeah, I got that book.
L. Yeah.
So Yeah, so just because it takes place here at Harvard, of course, I'm reading it, and that's really quick. But then I have this whole stack of books about, I don't know what they're about because I'm just starting, but I have Innocent and Presumed Innocent and Burden of Proof and Pleading
Rather,
Guilty and some other. Yeah, so I'm going to work myself through those. And then I believe I have a buddy read coming up with someone. I've forgotten who he is. Greg something.
you forgot who your buddy reading with?
Yeah.
Oh man,
What are you reading?
Um, I can't remember. It has something to do with this. Um,
you can't remember the book
y-
your buddy reading with?
no, and I can't remember my buddy either. His name's Greg.
Oh, you're talking about Walker Percy.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were talking about the.
Yeah.
You were,
I'm talking about you. Yeah. So we have this book coming up that we're going to read, and you know more about it than I do because you've read it before.
I
But
read it
I'm
in the
just
80s.
discovering it.
I read
Yeah.
it in the 80s. Don't rely on my memory.
So I don't really know anything about it, but we chose it, and I chose I just threw out some books that I had here that I was interested in reading, and you chose that one. So that's what we're gonna read.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks good. And I wasn't sure if you would read it because it's a bit about Catholicism, but not exactly, sort of.
They call him a Catholic existentialist, which is just kind of a bizarre combination of spiritual and philosophical beliefs to have. And I read it in my 20s, so I was probably too young when I picked up that book. And
Mhm.
didn't have the education down to truly understand it. But now that I'm older, hopefully I will get what he's talking about much better.
Well, I might be the equivalent of someone in their 20s just starting off. So, so I might learn a lot from you while I'm reading this. But it does look very interesting, and he shows up in some other books that I have here. So once I get this one down, I have some more of his, and then I also have some other books which are various authors uh, that he's done. So I'm very interested in finding that out, finding out what he's about.
Yeah. So I will be ready to start that. Oh, I know what your reading schedule is like. I have a few books. Excuse me. Maybe second week of December, after the 8th, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and then we have Cthulhu Christmas.
We do have Cthulhu Christmas coming up.
Yeah,
Now, you've not read a lot of H.P. Lovecraft, have you?
I have not read H.P. Lovecraft. I've played Cthulhu, but I have not read H.P. Lovecraft.
I have never met anyone else who's played Call of Cthulhu before. I played it in high school.
I played it in college. Yeah.
I had the original edition by the Chaosium.
I don't know that much about it except that I played with a whole bunch of nerd guys. And they let me play.
Okay.
That's about it. And I had a big giant stuffed Cthulhu.
I have stuffed Cthulhu.
You do?
I did. Hold on.
Is it a big giant green one?
Yes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Yeah. Greg likes Cthulhu stuff.
I wonder if it's the same as my big giant stuffed Cthulhu that I had.
Yeah, I got him a board.
Big, but this is my stuffed Cthulhu.
It was a lot like that. It was a bit bigger, and all of his little tentacles were hanging down off of my bookshelf. Yes, he's so cute. I love Cthulhu. He's so lovely.
Okay, well, we're working on that. I'll come. I know you sent me a picture of your Cthulhu book, and I'll help you. I'll help you create a little reading list of some of the best to start with.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been reading them for a couple of years. Lovecraft.
So then we have also, I am going to read for Christmas. I was going to read some Dickens.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Dickens ghost story group going on.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I'm I'm trying to remember who's doing. I think it Debs at Rainier
Okay.
Reads Everything is
Mhm.
one of our hosts of that group.
Hmm.
Yes.
So I'll check it. I'll check that out. I'll contact her,
Yeah,
and we can read the Signalman.
I read The Signalman earlier this year.
Yeah.
It was a good story.
And I was gonna read something else. I think the Curiosity Shop, maybe.
Is the Signal Man long story?
20 pages, maybe 25 pages.
Yeah, it's quick.
Oh, I might join in on that.
What's the Dickens with the little girl who um goes to the cemetery and she's reading about the person who passed away. She's gonna, what is her name? She's gonna pass away as well, or maybe she did. She reads the cemetery. She reads a gravestone of somebody who passed away like 50 years ago. What is
I
that?
don't know. I don't know Dickens all that well.
No, me neither.
Gotta look that up.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll look that one up. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let me
I'll check it out.
let me catch up. If you're done with the books that you've read, let me catch up with some of the comments. Getting a little behind. William says, I'm personally spiritual, but not subscribed to organized religion. Religion for me is something you do by yourself in a quiet room. Okay.
Yep. Makes sense.
Now here's bad. Michelle, did you ever visit or study in a satanic temple? It's a religion itself.
My husband works with the Satanic Temple.
Okay.
LeVay?
No, there's two.
No.
There's the Satanic Church and the Satanic Temple, I think.
Yeah.
And Church is LeVay, and Satanic Temple is basically atheist.
It's essentially a protest for religious rights.
Mm-hmm. Because whenever a school says, "Oh, you can have a study group, Bible study group," and they come in and say, "Well, let's have a Satanic study group,"
Yep,
and get all people all bunged and go, "No, no, no."
Exactly. Yeah.
Can't have that.
Exactly right. Yep.
And then there's none near me. I'm kind of upset. I mean, the closest one to me is West Virginia, of all places.
Really?
There's none in
Interesting.
Washington, D.C.
Oh, they are, but they're hidden, I bet.
Oh, they're not public.
I'm sure they are. There have to be in DC. Come on, those guys.
What do I get? Knocking on doors, say, "Are you the Satanic Temple?"
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No. The one thing I do remember when I was in Seattle, and we're getting ready to leave, they had one, and they had a comment. They had a place. It was public, but they had a comment, and it says, "Look, we're serious. Don't contact us unless you're really serious." They don't want just weird people coming. Oh, let's worship Satan.
Don't want amateurs.
Yeah. So now it makes sense that like they don't want to advertise. You got to have the secret handshake to get in.
Yeah. I don't want to have that handshake.
Don't want that info.
I don't.
So
No,
Hannah likes the great courses too.
Yeah,
Oh.
I like that. There's a lot of good history. I've seen a lot of history there.
Your family is suing Michelle. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, but he stopped playing their music, so we're.
That's right. You have family members that make music.
Yes.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Hello. Hi, Lee.
Oh, Hannah, I'm still on the. He's how far behind him? Talking about the Metro. So let me speed up over some of these comments to get to the end. The Napa fire, we took about 50 cats into our rescue and my house.
Goodness.
People donated cat food and litter. I emptied more poo boxes those weeks than ever before. Well, thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
for helping the pets.
We have friends in Napa who run rescues, horses and all kinds of animals. So thank you.
I know. There's a lot of dedicated people out there.
Yep.
Michelle, I loved World According to Garp, but I would not say it resembled magical realism.
It's only part of it. You know, that circus part. Just that piece of it. And there's another book that he has now, which is specifically only dedicated to the circus piece, separate from the World of Garp. But I haven't read it yet.
So yeah, Lee and I are reading On Ugliness by Umberto Eco in January.
Oh.
It was a holdover from September when we were supposed to read it in September for Framed in September. Jess has got to go.
Oh,
Bye,
thanks,
Jess. Thank you for being here.
Is one of the hosts of Ghosts of Christmas Past, along with Debs, Elaine, Vin at Revenant Reads. So Pat can give you.
Great. Thank you, Pat.
Ghosts of Christmas Past is reading Dickens, Singleton as a group read, but we're also reading Victorian and contemporary ghost stories that month.
Oh, wonderful.
Dickens.
I have Elizabeth. What's her name? Gothic Tales. Elizabeth. Who's that Victorian writer?
Elizabeth Gaskell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Might dig into that.
My December reading list is pretty full.
Yeah, mine too.
And I'm going on a cruise in the Caribbean, so I got to bring everything on my Kindle.
Well, you definitely want to read while you're out in the ocean and on a beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I actually find that reading on a beach is easy. You get a palapa, you get a cerveza.
Where are you going on your cruise?
We leave out. No, we fly. No, it's not out of Orlando. Orlando's not on the sea. It's inland. Orlando's inland, but it's near Orlando. So we leave out of port. We go to Jamaica. We go to
Come on.
The Cayman, not the Caymans. I can't remember. My wife set it up. Her pickleball friends are going on a trip.
Oh, pickleball.
So she's going to be with her friends, and I get to tag along. You know.
I think that's wonderful.
Now we've been there before, so I don't mind. You know, it's like. Now the only problem about a cruise is that there are no quiet places on a cruise ship.
Oh yeah.
I once asked on the last cruise I went, "Is there anywhere quiet without music playing?" And she kind of looked at me like I asked, like
You're on a cruise.
What do you don't want, music, you know? But
like even in your cabin, it's quiet, isn't it? Or...
And I actually went to my cabin to read a lot, just because. If you especially go on the deck, like the upper decks under the sun, oh my God, it's just like people crowded all over the place and music blaring. And
I'm really, really white, and I burn really easily. I'm afraid to be up there. Maybe for about 20 minutes or half an hour, but
they have covered places.
Yeah.
All right. So, Alan, what about you? Before we're almost at the end of the show and just discussing.
I know. Yeah, well, like the Elementals, I read with you.
I finished the Elementals too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked it more than you, I think.
I was just so. I mean, part of it I was reading it over Thanksgiving, and I kept getting interrupted and having to go to dinners and meet friends and family, and I don't think it was also Michael McDowell's best book.
Yeah, I liked it for what it was. I really enjoyed it. It freaked me out, or creeped me out rather. And then Cider House Rules, a reread, but I've forgotten how it ended. Then we had a little fun event yesterday where we watched the movie, and like together. at the same time and talk on Voxer about it. It's a great movie. The book's better, a lot better, of course. Then I'm reading Carlos Castaneda with Elaine at Cobalt Dragon, taking her through that. And it's pretty wild. If you know Castaneda at all, he takes peyote and mescaline, and they go on adventures, see wild stuff, and talk about it. Then I'm reading Queen Esther with y'all, and I'm up on chapter 20s on that. I'm about halfway done. But it's hard to put down when you start getting into a book, but I'll be able to comment on the schedule. Then this month, I'm buddy reading with Roz Skeledanian about the books, some Clarice Lispector, and then buddy read at the end of the month, new short stories by Salman Rushdie, and buddy reading with MJ on that. So, tired already.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys do you have particular reading lists that you put together at the beginning of the year for the events that are coming up, and then a personal list? Or how do you decide what you're gonna read, or at least try to
wiggle
read?
room. I save wiggle room for personal things. I'm reading Heinlein's The Puppet Masters.
Mhm.
Somewhere between that, all that stuff, if I have time.
Yeah,
I'll read.
I usually at the first of the year make a note of what reading events I plan to attend.
Mhm.
And it usually fills out a good quarter of my reading every year is set in stone before the year even starts. So
Because of the events
yeah.
for BookTube? Yeah. That's what I was noticing. So because this was my first year with BookTube, I started trying to um, just make a calendar of the events that I knew about, and I'm sure that I've missed a lot, but the ones that I knew about, they take a huge amount of time.
They do.
And to choose what books you're going to read, if you have to choose books for those events, it's a lot of fun, but I'm sure that I'm going to change my mind by the time the event comes. So I will have done this. But it's still fun to just go through book lists and libraries and check what do I want to read.
Love it.
And how many of the events can I read Henry James for? That's I want to do that because
I
I love it.
love double dipping.
Yeah, I like that. And what can I don't know, I would like to practice writing. So what can I write something about, just to practice some sort of a form writing, an actual formatted document, whether it's just an analysis of some sort or anything, just to get myself into the habit. I like that. So
Nice.
it's a pretty geeky thing, I guess.
Kinda.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's all right.
What about you, Greg?
Well,
Yeah, Greg.
well, of course, I just finished Cider House Rules. I just started Queen Esther. I just finished The Elementals, but I started another book, and I'm a little about halfway through. It's called Our Hideous Progeny by C.K. Oh, I forgot the last name. She's a young Scottish author.
Oh,
And the premise of this book is it's basically narrated somewhere in the 1850s by the grandniece of Victor Frankenstein.
Oh.
That she has inherited a bag from her great uncle, which is essentially the text of Frankenstein, the novel, as if it were really a real book, and some medical notes.
yeah, you were mentioning that.
And she is a struggling scientist, a female scientist in the 1850s. And I'm sure you can figure out that the male scientists really are not impressed with a female scientist in that time. So she's married to another scientist. And after she's inherited this thing, they are trying to figure out how Victor Frankenstein created life from inanimate objects. So they have an idea, because they're just learning about dinosaurs. They're going to try to recreate a plesiosaur. And that's as far as I've gotten. Now, what's curious is that this is listed as an LGBTQ plus novel.
Wow.
And so far, there is only one slight hint of this narrator. When she was 13 or 14, she gave her best female friend a passionate kiss. And then her friend sort of just broke off whatever friendship they had. I don't know how this story is going to come together with that. So it's curious. And after that, I'm going to be starting Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke for the bad read, for my buddy read with bad. And then I got some other books to read this this month. I've got, of course, Walker Percy, and some a book by Adrian Tchaikovsky, a science fiction novel, The Children of Memory.
That's a big one.
That's like 500 pages. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. And I'm starting an event in January called Haggard in January. Has any of you ever read H. Rider Haggard before? He's most famously known for King Solomon's Mines or the novel She.
I read She with you guys.
I've heard of King Solomon's Mine, but I haven't read it.
He basically sort of invented the Lost World adventure novel, which of course became more famous, like Arthur Conan Doyle did The Lost World, where adventurers find a plateau with dinosaurs on it and so forth. So I'm doing an event in January for that author. And those are my plans.
How fast do you read, or does it depend on the kind of book that you're reading?
It can depend. I'm really not a fast reader at all. I mean, I was watching a couple people talk about how to speed up your reading, and their criticism for slow readers is they say you're subvocalizing. And subvocalizing is when you hear the voice in your head as you're reading.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear a voice in my head as I'm reading. But I also don't form pictures in my head. It's called aphantasia.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people read, you think, oh, I see all the characters moving around just like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I do.
I see nothing.
Oh.
I can remember what a character was described looking like, but I don't envision them pictured with other characters or the scenery at all.
Mm. Interesting.
So I kind of figured that my lack of voices is similar to that. If my brain doesn't form pictures, why would it be forming a voice? But still, like you said, I read slow. Some books are fast. I read, what was it? A couple years ago, Night of the Crabs by Diane Smith. That's a 70s horror novel about giant crabs. 180 pages. I read it in 2 hours. Because it's really simple writing. But something like Cider House Rules, I'm probably going 30 pages an hour, maybe 40 pages an hour maximum, if I can stay focused. What about you, Michelle?
It depends. So I oftentimes have to reread what I've read several times. So I'm level 1 spectrum, and I will read, and then I will reread the same thing 6 or 7 times, And then other times there are things like if it's science, um, or something that's technological, I can read it one time, or scan over it, just kind of skim over it, and I don't really even have to read it at all. But other things I have to read multiple times before, because I lose, I start looking around places, and
Mm.
I don't know what I forget that I'm reading, if that makes sense.
Happens to me sometimes, and over the past years, life has just gotten sort of distracting,
Mhm.
and I'm always pulling up my damn phone to look at something after 20 minutes. And I just got to remember, you don't need to do that. You can put the phone in another room and just read for an
Mhm.
hour or two, and the world will spin on without me looking at what's happening.
I have to be in order to really concentrate, I have to be in a room where there's nothing else and everything is pretty much perfect. And I only have that book or that device, and that device has to not have other things on it. Then I can concentrate to some extent, but I will still get up and walk around, and and so I still have to go back and reread. If it's on a computer and it's software related, I just lock in for some reason.
Where I can read in noisy places or
Yes.
TV on.
Yeah. If there's a lot of, I think that's an odd thing because reading in a rehearsal or in a very loud space is something completely different.
It's
And I think, yeah, it blocks out everything because there's too much. And then I can just look at the one thing that I'm doing. It's a weird thing. I don't know how it works.
And then you have people like Steve Donahue who can read 150 pages an hour
Uh,
I love that
and
guy.
stay totally focused for 8 hours at a time.
I really do. I admire him. He's probably yeah, I have a great respect for him, and you know what? I would love to write his memoirs. I would love to write about him, or him to write about himself, or someone to write about him, because he has really I told him this I believe when I was I don't know, I think when I first found BookTube. So when I first found BookTube, I found it because of Ben McAvoy, because I was reading from his Patreon, and then from Ben McAvoy, I found Steve Donahue. That was the second person I found, and I was reading. I was listening to one of Steve's live streams, and he was really interesting to me, and and I sent him a message to him, and I just said, I felt like he should write, or someone should write about him and these quips that he has, because he's very Larry David like to me, and not just Larry David like, but he just has very interesting sayings and a very interesting way of looking at things, and he's to me pragmatic and uh, I there are things that there are things that he says that I think people probably find incredibly um, maybe not so friendly and not so hospitable, but I don't I don't think that. Um, Maybe it's just because I think the same way or something, but I think it's really interesting how his mind works,
Yeah.
and I would really like for someone to write about him, and whether it's him or someone else. I think it'd be interesting. He has a lot of knowledge in that head and a lot of thoughts in that head. And I mean, a lot of them he's let out, but I imagine there's an awful lot more in there
I'm
that we
sure
don't
there
know
is.
about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're an hour and a half.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I was worried that I would just have dead air for 15 minutes because I would.
no. Like I said, this is pub night. You're sitting down, enjoying a drink or whatever with your friends, just talking whatever comes up.
You guys are really good.
Well, thank you.
No, thanks.
Fun.
We've only had one theme. How many themed shows have we had? One or two?
How many themed?
Where we have a topic. We have extra.
Oh yeah, only a few.
Only a few.
Like we had canceled.
Canceled.
We had in the beginning we had like what name that first line
Yeah,
of
we tried that in the beginning with just you and me, and then we started inviting people on and just let it go all haywire.
Cattywampus.
Cattywampus. I haven't heard that for a while.
All right. Well, let's call it a night unless there's any last comments that people have.
Yeah, I suddenly got really hungry and kind of sweaty.
Well, it's still early for you. You got to go get pizza jerk.
Yep, that's where
Oh,
I'm
man.
going.
It's not fair.
You have good pizza in New Haven too. Or,
I do?
Boston.
Eh,
I don't know why I said New Haven.
I don't think there's good pizza here, but
No,
I hear there is. I think it must be in New York.
yeah, like
You-
a
If you
greasy
think about it,
pizza.
remember we grew up near Chicago. That's where the pizza was. There's no pizza here.
I like thin crust nowadays. Chicago's too thick.
You like? I like New York style pizza usually.
The thinner crust, like the kind of hand kneaded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's nice too. I just like the sauce. It's nice. They make a good
My
sauce.
wife always orders extra sauce on the side,
Exactly.
and she pours it on top of the cheese and whatever.
Otherwise, it's just dry. Yeah, I know. I like your wife. I haven't met her.
That's really cool. Cards and pickleball.
Mhm.
She likes cards. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
See, I can't. I try to play cards, and I just get bored. About
I know.
20 minutes, 30 minutes in, I just get massively bored playing cards.
See, I keep trying. My husband loves to play cards, but then I just forget where we are, and I'm just looking around doing other things. So I try. I like got a book next to me, and I'm reading it while we're playing cards, and he's
Huh?
like poking at me at the table. Hey, it's your turn. What?
Maybe I should try that if she wants me to play cards again. Just like one an audio book and one playing. Okay, all right.
You know, so I have these headphones that go around the back of my head, and they just come around my ears. And I, instead of wearing the ones that go over my head, I just wear the ones that are kind of in, a little bit more discreet, and I keep those on during the day, and whenever I'm around doing other things, and then he's less annoyed by it. So that's how I work that. But I'm still listening to books or whatever while I'm supposed to be doing other things with other people. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my friend. Sorry, everyone. They know. They still love me. Hope.
That's
All right. Well, let's call it a night. Michelle, thank
Yeah.
you for coming on. I think it worked fine. Audio,
Thank you.
I think it was a great experiment.
Thank you, guys.
And maybe we'll try to get more people who are shy just to do audio only and expand our guests.
horizons.
Thank you, guys. I had a lot of fun.
Everyone.
Good night.
Great night. Bye.
Yeah.